How to make black diesel. So we have an air filter water separator right here. Yep, there's water. Air regulator, 20 psi. That's a little bit high. I think I'll turn it down a little bit. Goes into this old air compressor. Got a sight tube on the side. Holds like 50 gallons. Here is where the oil comes out. So if you turn this on, oil comes up here. 10 micron, 10 micron, 3 micron, 3 micron. Then you have pressure gauges, so you know which filter's clogged. Down here at the bottom, from the bottom to here is about 6 gallons. And the bottom comes out of this hose. So if you want to get rid of the water, you open this valve. Little bit of water, not bad. It's been sitting for probably a month and a half now. Probably let 2 gallons out of the bottom quick. Garden hose sprung a little bit of a leak. I guess it doesn't like the diesel fuel and gasoline and used engine oil. This batch of oil is just really dirty diesel motor oil, which I don't really collect dirty oil, but I was just doing someone a favor cleaning out their garage. Today I want to get all this cleaned up, all the buckets sitting out, and all these buckets. That oil is like brand new hydraulic oil. Way too nice for what I'm doing. Like, it would burn just as good as diesel fuel, not filtered. So my buddy owns a lot of heavy equipment, so I gave that to him. Air compressors in the back room of the house. Air line runs out. Got her turned down to about 15 psi. Shut the air compressor off. Now just let it sit, and this will go down. So there's the filters with no pressure. I'm going to reach down and open the bottom valve. Black diesel is illegal to run on Canadian roadways. If you do not pay road tax on your fuel, you are not allowed to burn it in your pickup. Do at your own risk, off-road use only. This P-Pump Cummins has 18 degrees of advanced timing, and it absolutely loves to run 100% oil with no heat exchanger in the summertime, as long as we're plus 10 above freezing. This little Volkswagen has a Bosch injection pump, a rotary style pump, and it does not like to burn oil one bit. This car only came with 56 horsepower from the factory. It will run 50% oil, 50% diesel fuel, but you go down to like at least 30 horsepower. My first 10 micron filter is getting a little bit clogged, so we're a little bit slow today. Maybe done about 10 gallons in 10 minutes. You kind of have to run the filters until they're completely clogged, because this is not the most cost-effective way to filter oil. Definitely a lot cheaper to do it like Stinky Pete, dump it through a sheet. Slow but steady. See those gas pumps over there? The diesel tank was actually still full, and that diesel fuel has been in the ground for at least 20 years. This tote is half hydraulic oil and half really old diesel fuel, and this is spare furnace fuel. Really messy back here, but this is a $500 oil furnace that someone upgraded to gas, and I got it really cheap off a marketplace. This is some of that really old diesel fuel and some of the better hydraulic oil that I've collected. Don't believe everything you read on the internet, but I've read that you can run these furnaces half furnace fuel and half waste motor oil, 0 issues. There's also a lot of videos where people build heat exchangers in the back with a float system that preheats the oil. Well, my idea was there's already a hot water heater in the basement. It's already using hydro. So what if I drilled 2 holes in the hot water heater, one in the top, one in the bottom. I ran a piece of like 3/4 inch pipe through it, welded it, and then put the hot water heater right beside the furnace. As the oil comes out of the tank, goes through the hot water heater, preheats to whatever the hot water heater is set at, and then preheats right before it runs into the pump. Well, I got all the little buckets emptied into a drum. Now After this is done, I'll throw a sump pump in here and pump that into the air compressor through this 2-inch ball valve. Well, it's finally done filtering. It's empty. Threw a sump pump in the barrel, garden hose, a lot of water, and the oil people dropped off. So this one's gonna have to sit for at least a month, if not 2. Got all the oil jugs from outside picked up. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more to dump in there once it pumps out a little bit, and then I'm done. Let this sit for a month, month and a half, 2 months, whenever I feel like doing this again. Drain all the water out of the bottom. Guessing this time I'll have like 2 or 3 gallons of water, and just dump it on a stump or something to burn it. Maybe Anthony Cook there with Stinky Pete, and maybe Zip Ties and Buy Supplies, whole peg will shout me out and get my oil making video famous.